Hi, it's Mike with AskTractorMike.com. I really like having trails in the woods, and any of you guys that live out in wooded areas have probably cut a few trails. This one is important to me because my neighbor Wes and I share a zero-turn mower, and he lives down the end of that trail and a couple of properties over, and we share that zero-turn mower, and it's a nice one. We both had enough money to buy a cheap one, and we decided to pool our resources and buy a good one, and we share it. And I don't always recommend that with neighbors, but it's worked for Wes and me. We're good friends. We never mow at the same time. His wife Julie actually does most of the mowing, and I always call him and ask him if the mower's available and come over and get it. We share maintenance and gas. Well, long story, this trail to get to Wes's goes through my property and a couple of other properties, and someday I may have somebody that says we don't like you driving through our property, but so far I haven't had that. But it's got a bunch of trees along it, and elm trees put out these roots, and boy, you just about knock your teeth out bouncing over them. So I've been wanting to get some wood chips and fill where these elm trees are, and also I've got a pretty good dip at the end of the line here where you cross onto the next property. And so my neighbor is having some tree work done. He's getting some a big tree taken out, and there's a tree company over there, and they've got some chips that they would have to dispose of, and they don't want them, and they're oak chips. And they said, well, we'll be glad to bring them to you. And pretty soon they're going to come over with a load of wood chips. I'm going to take my tractor and make my path. And if any of you are around these tree companies, they're almost always glad to get rid of wood chips. And we'll get the tractor and loader and make us a nice, pretty path across the woods that I can drive over with my zero turn. Here we go. Well, as it turns out, my daughter Reagan, who wants to learn to use a tractor, is going to be doing this project today. And I taught her to bush hog a few weeks ago, and today she's going to learn how to use a front end loader. And I have brought this visual aid, this half a shovel here, to show how you do loader work. When you're trying to get into a pile like this, you want to come straight into the pile. Now, if this was a pile of dirt and it was crusted over, you would probably want to hit it at an angle and take the edge of the bucket and work it up. But as loose as this is, you won't have to do this. Okay. So what a lot of people do when they're going into a load like this, they'll come in, they'll get a little ways in, and then they'll tilt their bucket, and then they're trying to push the load over with the bucket tilted like that. Okay. So what you want to do is come in low, kind of at the bottom, get under the load, and then lift it up just a little bit. When you feel resistance, and you're starting to, and you may not with this because it's such a light material, but come in, and if you feel it's starting, your wheel's starting to spin, or you're losing traction, or your tractor's grunting, pick it up just a little bit, go on in, pick it up, and kind of stair step it up. Okay. And then when you've got what you feel like is a full load, then you tip it back, and you should just see the top of the material in the bucket, and that's when you know you've got a full load. Okay. When you dump it, we're going to take our load out, and then I want you to just get on that trail and then just kind of like this, just dump it down as you're backing up, and try to leave a nice even trail.
Okay. We'll see how even it is.
Well, and I've not done anything with mulch like this either, so I don't have any experience. So I'm going to have you start up in the woods where we can't see it. I thought about starting you down here next to where our house is, right there where you can see, but we're going to put the stuff up in the woods that you don't see, and then if you screw up, it's no big deal.
That sounds good.
Now, a couple other things. You want to be in four-wheel drive, especially going into the load, because if you don't, you're going to spin your wheel and you'll cut a rut out all everywhere you go. So in four-wheel drive, you won't. So come in with the bucket low, pick it up, do the stair step thing, and then curl it back, and then take it out and dump it. And then you want your engine revved up to probably 1,600 RPMs, 1,800, whatever feels right.
Okay.
And then we're just going to try it and see what happens. You got any questions?
Yeah, one question.
Okay.
So when I'm driving with the mulch and the bucket is tilted back, do I need to keep the bucket closer to the ground while driving or a little bit higher up?
Yeah, you always want to carry that load as low as you can, because now this doesn't weigh much, but if this were dirt or rocks and you've got the load up here and you get on a hill, that can tip you over.
Okay.
So you always, one rule of thumb, and I'm glad you brought that up, always carry that load low.
Okay.
And we're just going to see what happens. I'm going to video and maybe take a nap over there in the lawn chair, and you're going to work. So let's get started.
I don't think Tractor Mike knew this, but this became a competition, and I won because I added all of this, and he came in with his tiny little, and added this much, and then I finished it off to here.
All right. I'll go get another load. Let's get going. Let's get this done.
All right.
Not bad. No, really, not bad.
Yeah, I think I killed it.
Yeah.
Our morel, sorry, this is off topic. Our morel mushrooms.
We covered some of them up, but hopefully they'll grow better on this.
Yeah, this might actually help. Hopefully. Dang, this looks pretty good.
Okay, turn around, tell us what you did and what you thought about it.
I did this. Tractor Mike did from here to here, so it was mostly me. And I thought it was good. I wish I would have, in the brush hogging video, I wore a mask to keep the dust out, and I wish I would have done that because this was also a dusty job. It really became a two-person job at the end because I needed you to rake the wood chips into the bucket.
Yeah, that last bucket is the toughest one.
Yep.
Well, it looks
pretty
good.
Easy. It it went by really quickly.
I don't know whether we really gained much, but I would say the run across the roots behind you there will be a lot smoother on the zero turn.
I mean, walking it, it's more bumpy than it was before, but hopefully we can drive over it and
it'll settle as it, yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate you watching my videos. I'd be honored if you'd subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can do that by clicking the mic face icon and checking the bell so you're notified when I post future videos. Here's a link to my website and the Tractor Fun Store with unique items for sale for the tractor owner that helps support my YouTube channel. And here's another video you might want to watch. Thanks for watching.